If you want to influence and persuade luxury clients effectively, you need to understand what drives their decisions. And that's where behavioral psychology comes in. By tapping into how their brain really works, you can guide high-stakes decisions without feeling pushy or sales-driven. I'm Paul Russell, consumer behavior psychologist and co-founder of Luxury Academy, and in this video, I'll introduce you to one key concept from behavioral science, neuroeconomics. And neuroeconomics explores how people make financial decisions by blending neuroscience and psychology, and it's especially powerful when you're dealing with affluent clients. First, it's essential to understand that the brain has two systems at play when making decisions, the emotional brain and the rational brain. The emotional brain, which is rooted in the limbic system, is fast, instinctive, and driven by feelings like desire and status and belonging. On the other hand, the rational brain, governed by the prefrontal cortex, is slower and more deliberate, responsible for weighing pros and cons, evaluating risks, and making logical decisions. In luxury sales, both systems are active, but you might be surprised by how much influence the emotional brain has in the final decision. It typically starts with an emotional reaction. Your client falls in love with the design, the exclusivity, or the prestige of the product. This is where you want to connect with their emotional brain first. Don't lead with features or with price. Instead, sell the story, the experience, and the emotional benefits of owning the product. Take brands like Gucci and Tiffany. They know exactly how to craft a narrative that taps into emotions. Tiffany don't just sell jewelry. They sell elegance, tradition, and the allure of exclusivity. Gucci is not just about craftsmanship. It's about possessing something innovative and fun. But at some point, the rational brain will come into play, especially when there's a significant price tag involved. That's when the perceived risk factor becomes an issue. The higher the risk, the more the hesitation. But there are techniques to reframe that risk and tip the balance towards reward. One powerful approach is to shift the focus from price to value. If your client is hesitating because of cost, remind them of the long-term value, the lasting quality, and the investment potential, or indeed the uniqueness of the item. By positioning the purchase as a long-term benefit rather than a short-term expense, you're triggering the brain's reward system. Suddenly, the reward feels much greater than the risk. As Gucci once said, quality is remembered long after price is forgotten. Another refractive strategy is to reduce perceived risk through social proof. Clients feel much more comfortable making decisions when they know others have made similar choices and are satisfied. You can do this by sharing testimonials or mentioning that the product is favored by other influential clients. This taps into the brain's need for validation and reassurance. Next, there's loss aversion, a concept from neuroscience that shows people are more motivated by the fear of losing something than by the possibility of gaining an equivalent reward. In luxury sales, you can leverage this by emphasizing what the client might miss out on if they don't make that purchase. For example, this is one of the last pieces in this collection. Or opportunities like this in this location are incredibly rare. This approach creates a sense of urgency and reframes the conversation from the cost of spending money to the risk of losing out on something valuable. Finally, there's reward framing, a concept that taps into the brain's tendency to favor immediate rewards. Clients are more likely to make high-stakes decisions when the benefits feel immediate and tangible. You can create this sense of immediacy by highlighting exclusive benefits that come with ownership, whether it's the prestige of owning something rare or the emotional satisfaction of being one of the few to acquire it. To bring it all together, remember that personalization is key. Tailor your message to reflect your client's individual desires and values. If they value legacy, present the product as something timeless that can be passed down. If they're drawn to innovation, focus on cutting-edge features. By doing this, you engage both their emotional and rational brain, making the decision feel perfectly aligned with their identity. So to sum up, when navigating high-stakes decisions in luxury sales, your client's brain is balancing emotion and logic. Start by appealing to their emotional side. Tell a story, create desire, and emphasize exclusivity. Then when the time is right, help their rational side feel reassured by reducing the perception of risk and framing the purchase as a valuable investment.